Griff, tears his knee in the first half, but plays through halftime. And at that point, we had a pretty large lead. And so Griff at halftime gets evaluated. I remember the other quarterback in the room with me was Brody Trahan, who was a true freshman. And so Blake Zemansky's the backup. And I remember in the locker room, Brody looks at me and goes, "Nick, you realize that, if Zemansky gets hurt, one of us is going in." And then sure enough, Blake separates his shoulder in the second half. And so 2 starters go down, a star player and Griff, and then the senior veteran backup separates his shoulder. And he's got 2 freshmen to choose from. Luckily, I've had a little more reps. But the first thing he says to me, which is a real confidence booster for any coaches out there that are listening, look at a player going in for the first time and ask them this question: Trick, do you know the plays? But then on the other end of the equation, Coach Montgomery, it's like a 30-plus point game, realizes my first start. And he calmly tells me to look up at the scoreboard and see, the gap and how much we're ahead. And he goes, "You can't screw up." The first start, really what I remember is I was thankful we weren't in Big 12 play yet, which was the next week at Oklahoma, who had the reigning Heisman Trophy winner in Sam Bradford. And so it was Kent State. But the negative piece of it is the weather was supposed to be bad and it was raining. I don't think I threw any touchdown passes, but I did run 2. I don't remember the short one. I remember the longer run. It was like 30 yards or something, and it was a zone read, and I came around the corner and then things kind of opened up. And I remember it because I was like in complete shock, because I just, again, trying to do your job. That's all you were trying to do every play. What am I supposed to do here? Read the end, pull it out, run. And then it was just like the Red Sea parted, and I'm not the fastest guy in the world. And so being able to score, it was like one of those moments of like, whoa, like what just happened?
So there's a lot of good thoughts going into that first game at Floyd Casey as the starter in 2013. And that was what being the backup and learning that role and being accepting of that role made that moment that much sweeter. It was like, okay, this is what this was all for. And now I just get to go out and have fun. I've done all the work, I've waited, I've been patient. Now I just get to go out and have fun and put it all out there. And so there was a lot of nerves kind of at that first, when you run out of the tunnel, you get a kickoff, and then, you jog out there. And then after the first snap, then it's just playing ball. And I remember being a little bit nervy at the first snap, which was interesting because we had, 3 kind of short, quick passes, which was good for me. Just kind of, okay, let's do something that I know I can do, kind of like the back of my hand and settle down. The first touchdown, I think, you never really forget, especially when you've, spent that much time to get there and not just be on a practice field anymore or in a net when you're by yourself. Like a little kid in the driveway shooting hoops, he's always shooting the 3-pointer at the buzzer. And so when you actually get to do that, it was just as sweet as what I kind of dreamt it to be the whole time. So especially to my guy, Antoine, and we had a similar story, Mr. Midland, Texas, but, similar story. We had to wait. He was behind. Our quarterback room was pretty dang good. Our receiver room was really good. So to have it, go to him and put up, 6 points for us is my first passing touchdown. And then, first game to kind of, execute and go out there and do what we need to do.